All right. All right, boys, it's time to go over all the skills available in the Payday 3 closed beta. All right, let's go over them from top to bottom, left to right, one at a time. I'm gonna take out all my points from what I just have so far. There's a lot, okay? We're gonna go over all these together, right? First up, Medic. Pretty simple. I like the little icon. So it's like a little crewmate with a stethoscope. Basic, you revive teammates 20% faster. Medic bags you deploy have 2 additional choices. Charges, not choices. Charges. For just being basic, for just being a point, I mean, acing it's not like multiple, like it's just another point. It's 2, you know? Like, it's not that, it's pretty damn good, right? I don't know if it's the same with teammates, because whenever I've been playing with humans, we haven't gone down because we're gamers like that, right? But whenever I'm playing with bots and they go down, I revive them like instantaneously almost. It's very quick. It's like current Payday 2 reviving with bot abilities speed, right? It's pretty quick. And bots revive me pretty quick too. I don't know if this really would be worth it if that's the case. I mean, medic bags having 2 additional charges, absolutely, but you know. And then aced version of medic. When you start reviving a teammate, gain grit. As long as you have grit, you take 15% less damage reviving a teammate. So yeah, you take just 15% less damage while grit is up and you're reviving, and then when the revive's over, you're still taking 10% less because you have grit. So all in all, pretty okay. Let's move into the next one. Steady hands. Interacting with medic bags heals you for 20% more. Pretty straightforward. I like it. Medic bags have another 2 charges, so can that be up to 6? Wow, that's a big medic bag. Although you do just get 1, I think. Combat medic. If you have grit, successfully reviving your teammate will both give you and that teammate damage immunity for 3 seconds. And if you're running it with medic, when you start reviving someone, you'll have grit. So that's just revive somebody, and you'll both be immune. That's pretty good. That's gonna be pretty clutch. I'd say so, yeah, definitely. Code blue. Whenever a teammate is downed or disabled, I'm gonna assume maybe like if they're like tased, or sorry, zapped, if they're zapped or something. You gain or refresh rush, so you can like get to them quicker. That's pretty cool. Cloaker, yeah, so I'm imagining like you get your health hits 0 or a special hits you or something. Yeah, that's fun. That's good, I like this one. Triage. Interacting with a medic bag or first aid kit will consume active edge, grit, and rush and heal you for an additional 15% of each. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Thank you, Limby. Much love. Field surgery. Interacting with any medic bag will restore an additional 10% of your max health and restore 1 down. I don't know how many downs there are. There's not like a down counter. I went down, I think, 3 times in that last attempt, right? Wasn't black and white or anything. So I'm not sure how to track that, but it sounds good. Just makes medic, you know, a medic tree. It's called medic. That's the thing. The trees are named after the initial skill too, which I really like. It's kind of nice. Moving on from medic, we're gonna go to ammo specialist. Basic, your reserve ammo capacity is increased by 20%, and ammo bags have 2 additional charges. Whenever you pick up ammo, if your current weapon's magazine is full, you gain edge if you don't have it. That seems kind of fucking good. Although, maybe not as good as I'm thinking, now the more I think about it. It just seems good. Scrounger. As long as you have edge, ammo drops have a 10% chance of replenishing one of your deployables. See, this is good. Not just like a 5% that increases by 5% of 5%, or 1% of 5%, you know? So it's not 5% and then 5.05% and so on, you know? It's just 10. That's solid, you know? And it's as long as you have edge too, so it's not like every single time. That's solid. I like that. I like that better. Ammo bags have 2 additional charges. Sounds good. Plate up. I love this icon. That's fucking rad with the spikes and like the 6-pack and everything. As long as you have grit, ammo drops will instantly regenerate your current armor chunk. That seems kind of good. After interacting with an ammo bag, you get 20% more damage in 10 seconds for, or until you, wait, what? I can't fucking read. After interacting with an ammo bag, you get 20% more damage for 10 seconds, or until you swap weapons. This bonus does not stack with itself. Seems pretty good. I like the idea of it, you know, like have a weapon you want to be doing DPS with, and then get ammo for it, and then bing, you're doing more damage for a little bit. I like it. Sounds good. Mag throw. As long as you have rush, any ammo drops you pick up are also given to crew members within 10 meters. This won't trigger the mag throw skill of other players. This is instantly better than Gambler from Payday 2. Just, I mean, like, I know, like, Gambler's like, oh, it heals you as well, it heals the team, but like, there was no way to give ammo to your teammates in Payday 2 in the 10 years it's been out, other than dropping an ammo bag or using Gambler. And having mag throw, just, that seems pretty good, you know? That seems pretty good. Full team running mag throw, your ammo situation is gonna be a lot better. I like that. I honestly should start speccing into this and researching these skills, because I run out of ammo kind of often with my guns. Top up. Interacting with any ammo bag will restore an additional 20% and fully restock your grenades. That's great. That's really good. 10 out of 10. Love this tree. I love this tree. Ammo specialist, thumbs up. I love it. We got a lot to get through, so let's start speeding this up. The Mower tree. Mower basic. Every 35 bullets you shoot, you gain edge, which is more damage. You ace it whenever you reload an empty mag, you refresh the timer for edge. Seems good. As long as you have edge, your weapon recoil is reduced. Seems good. As long as you have edge, every shot from your weapon has a chance to inflict stagger. Seems good. Ammo funnel. As long as you have edge, ammo you pick up is directly added to your equipped weapon's magazine. If your magazine is full, it's added to your reserves. That is pretty cool, man. I can't imagine having like an LMG and just never running out of bullets. What I noticed though is that with the ammo specialist, there's no like, it's always like your reserves, but you don't pick up more ammo from the ground, you know? So you can't like, you know, synergize that with like ammo specialist to have that just be like, oh, I never reload, you know? Constantly getting bullets. As long as you have edge, you automatically pick up ammo by enemy. What? 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 Are you kidding me? Dude, I'm gonna make an edge build. And just... that shit plus the one before it. That loads it instantly, yeah. Dude, Mower builds, man. I'm about to take up edging. You can reload while sprinting. Fair enough. Fair enough. Mower seems really good. Really, really good. 2 thumbs up. Moving on. Infiltrator. Now, I think this is the stealth one. I like the cool little shades and the crewmate here. Whenever you successfully pick a lock or kill an enemy with a throwing knife, refresh or gain rush. You ace it, whenever a guard begins to detect you, you gain rush. Seems pretty good. Get out of the way quicker because, you know, you're getting seen by a guard. As long as you have rush, lock pick jiggle will pick the lock instantly. Seems good. When throwing knives, they don't break on... the throwing knives won't break on impact. You can pick them back up. Which is interesting, because you'd think that they do that by themselves, but I gotta say, I never really talked about this, but throwables in Payday 2, like, nades have, yeah, a lot of deaths at once, but like, throwing knives and shit like that, like, that's just solid, like, I am being ammo efficient, you are dying instantly, and I'm picking these back up. Just seemed kind of ridiculous, you know? So I like how they break by default, and you have to invest for them to be good again. As long as you have rush, you loot bags faster. Love it. Be quick. You know, while you have the rush effect, you should be doing things quicker. That sounds good. Your throwing knife will ricochet off the environment up to 2 times. The throwing knife will do extra damage for each bounce. So if I'm doing freaking geometry in my head and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hit the floor and then it's gonna hit the wall and then it's gonna hit you, I'm gonna instantly kill like a special or something. Like that seems, yeah, I'm Hanzo. I'm fucking Overwatch 1 Hanzo right now. I like it. Frugal thrower. Throwables you use have a 20% chance just to come back. That sounds good. I like that. Tank. I've been leveling this one up, so hopefully these ones get even better. Increase the regeneration speed of your armor chunks by 20%. Armor bags have 2 additional charges. When you ace it, whenever one of your armor chunks break, gain crit, or grit, not crit, grit. So yeah, I think I've been running that. I think that's the little orange effect that happens around my peripherals whenever that happens. That's like an armor chunk breaking, and then I get grit after that, so I just take less damage. So, you know, stay in the fight longer. As long as you have at least 1 armor chunk, any flashbang, stagger, or stun is reduced by 50%. Love it. Extra 2 plates of armor. Love it. Interacting with any armor bag will restore additional chunk. Sounds good to me. Last man standing. If damage would normally down you, you can instead consume available grit to stay on your feet and then become immune to damage for 10 seconds. After this effect has been applied, you can't gain grit again until you heal using a medic bag or first aid kit, or until you're downed. That's an interesting one. That's a cool, yeah, take on Swan Song, I'd say. Because it's like 10 seconds of invulnerability, but you can't take less. You can't take less damage again until you go down or heal. So, yeah. I like this. This is an interesting one. This one's definitely gonna need more attention later on. Disengage. Once per heist, you can free yourself from a cloaker or zapper, after which you can't be disabled by them again for 5 seconds. It's cool. Just say no. Fuck you. I like it. That's cool. Tank one, I'm giving like 1 thumbs up and then like a middle thumb. Because like, it's just good. I don't know if it's nuts, you know? Oh, I like it. Next up, Sharpshooter. This one seems interesting. Basic, stand still for 1.5 seconds while ADSing, or scopes, while aiming down sights or scopes to gain edge. Sounds good to me. Sounds good for snipers and everything, you know, hone in. Acing it, performing a headshot while aiming down sights will refresh your edge. So yeah, it seems like might be kind of Borderlands sniper assassin build, you know? Like, you want to just keep getting headshots and really take your time because it just stacks the damage. You know what I mean? Moving on. Collateral control. If you destroy a special enemy's weak point, like the Zapper's battery or the Nader's belt, the explosion only affects enemies. Right, so that is, you know, useful, to say the least, right? I kind of like it, you know, I'm going to be shooting those anyway, might as well make it so we're like, I'm immune to the effect if I'm right next to like a zapper or something, you know? So that's cool. Edge that you got... Wait, what? Hold on, sorry, what? Was it edge that you got ammo loading back into your gun? As long as you have edge. So edge is on a timer, doesn't consume the edge. So yeah. So, yeah, you could ADS with this, and then if you have the other two, to start like funneling the bullets in. So yeah, you could theoretically be a DMR sniper, right? You're stuck in one position, you're ADSing, you gain the edge, shoot someone, get a headshot, the bullet gets funneled back into the gun immediately. You have infinite ammo while you're getting headshots. Well, not infinite ammo, I shouldn't say that, but like, because you know, the pickup for it's not gonna be 1-to-1, I'm imagining, but like, for like a sniper or a DMR, but still, like, you're being way more ammo efficient by getting headshots and everything. So those synergize very well. You're very true, Rat. I like that. Moving on to long shot. As long as you have edge and you're aiming down sights, distance penalties do not apply to headshots. That's fucking good. Precision shot. While aiming down a scope, it doesn't say sights, it says scope. This might be scope important. Your shot will consume any edge you have. When that happens, you do extra damage. But but then you can just refresh it by getting a headshot with Sharpshooter, right? So you're doing more damage. But that might not work then with like the ammo funnel because you won't have the edge. So, oh yeah, this is based on your scope magnification. So yeah, it has to be scope. Has to be a scope. As long as you have edge, your armor penetration is increased. Yep. Increase ADS. This one has two good ones. Some of these just seem kind of okay. So just one thumbs up on Sharpshooter for me so far. Escapist. Basic. Whenever you sprint for at least 3 seconds, gain rush. I've been using this. I like it. It's pretty good. If you have rush available and slide, it's consumed and you gain edge. Seems so good. As long as you have rush, and an enemy or effect would stagger you, consume the rush instead. Ignore the stun. Seems good. If you have edge available in vault or mantle, it's consumed and you gain or refresh grit. Seems legit. Yeah. Seems legit. If you have grit and slide into one or more non-special enemies, you consume grit and stagger them. Yeah, okay. As long as you have edge, grit, or rush, you can sprint through doors that can be normally shot the lock off of. That seems really good. Keep your speed up and everything, you know? And then base sprint speed while masked up is 10% higher. Seems good. Honestly, like, this all just seems kind of pretty okay. I'm giving just, like, a mid-thumb to this. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I think the best thing out of all of this is battering ram and basic escapist. Because just getting rushed by sprinting, you're gonna be sprinting all the time. So, yeah. I want to sprint through shit, you know? So, definitely one of, like, the just okay-ish ones. Moving on to Demolitionist. Basic. Explosions caused by your shots or throwables have their area of effect increased by 20%. Okay. I don't know how useful that will be for, like, explosions caused by your shots, you know? Does that apply to, like, zappers and naders? You shoot their little thing? Are those explosions caused by my shots? I would assume so. Whenever you cause an explosion, gain or refresh rush. So you could throw a grenade. When it blows up, you can just run faster. That's kind of interesting. I really love how the game is built around these 3 essential buffs. That's actually a really cool thing. Cooker. Whenever you hold a grenade, or a throwable, excuse me, for 1.5 seconds before throwing it, gain grit, which is more damage. Which I am assuming applies to the grenade as well, so that's pretty good. Shell shock. Non-special enemies damaged by your explosions. Non-special enemies damaged by explosions get a permanent penalty of 10% to accuracy. Okay. That's a weird one, to say the least, because, I mean, like, wouldn't I want them just to die from the explosion? But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if this one, I don't even know if this is a good one, to be honest with you. It's interesting, but doesn't sound practical. Yeah, I think it also depends on what an explosion is, yeah. As long as you have rush, non-special enemies damaged by your explosions lose all armor. I like how it's a cop in his underwear. That's a really good icon. I like that. Non-special enemies. I was like, I wonder if that would apply to dozers, because that would be kind of OP, but yeah, non-special enemies. Armor is a bitch. Enemies wearing armor, like, because you can shoot them anywhere, but they'll take way more bullets if you're going for body shots. That body armor is thick, my guys. It is thick. I was eating through ammo. You need to go for headshots and everything. It's something. Available grit is consumed to negate you. Available grit is consumed to negate any damage you would normally receive by any explosion caused by you. Okay, sounds good. Blast shield, yeah. Overcooked. Any throwable or weapon that you used that has an explosive component will no longer run on a timer, but will immediately explode on impact with the environment or an NPC. Is there a consistent, efficient way to explode enemies? Yeah, I mean, the grenade launcher. I've seen this in the gameplay footage and everything, so it's nice to see this is where it comes from. So I'm like, oh, are there impact grenades or something? But no, this is it. It's just impact grenades, basically, which is cool. But does it still affect with the cooking thing? I would assume so. And then 2 extra grenades, the throwables. I keep saying grenades. I'm seeing the grenade icons. I say grenades, but it's throwables. That counts for like throwing knives and things. So very cool. I like it. All right, next up. I don't have these ones yet. I have to research all these. We're about halfway through, I think. Yeah, we're about halfway through. Enforcer. Basic. Whenever you kill 2 enemies within 4 seconds that are within 5 meters of you, gain grit. Okay, I mean, like, it makes sense. I can see that being like shotguns and everything, you know? Ace, whenever you kill 1 enemy within 5 meters, if you have grit, gain edge. That seems pretty good. Deal more, take less. Yeah. This reminds me of Underdog, you know? But instead of like having to be within range of somebody, you have to be within range and kill somebody, you know? Which is better. Because I like being like, I like the idea of like, hey, I'm close to you and I'm killing you versus like, hey, I'm close to you, but I need 3 of you to look at me before my effect happens, you know? So, yeah, Enforcer seems good. Quick reload, as long as you have both grit and edge, you reload faster. Okay, well shit. That synergizes kind of well with Enforcer, who'd have thought? As long as you have both edge and grit, you deal 10% extra damage to targets within 5 meters of you. Okay, this is shotgun pilled right here, man. There's a shotgun icon. It's called face to face. Yeah, that seems good. As long as you have both edge and grit, you're immune to staggers. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm liking this one. Whenever you reload a weapon, while the magazine still has ammo, you refresh it. What? What? This seems crazy, dude. Shock and awe. Killing an enemy within 8 meters of you has a chance to stagger all non-specials. Yeah. Sociopath, baby. This is panic. None of these even take away grit and edge. Yeah, so yeah, none of these are eating the buff. You're still getting the 10% less damage, 10% more damage. So Enforcer, 2 thumbs up. This seems crazy good for loud, you know, crazy good. Especially shotguns. Stun immune, do more damage, take less damage, refreshing the buffs, causing stuns. Yeah. Yeah. Shock and awe coming back to something else will be confusing? I don't know, maybe. I mean, if you've been shock and awe pilled for 10 years, yeah, someone on my friends list just opened Payday the Heist Lamau. All right. Next up, Manipulator. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. You tie and trade hostages faster. Okay, fine. Whenever you trade a hostage, they count as 1 additional hostage. Doubling your hostages. 2 for 1 special, baby. Yeah. I like it. And I like how it works kind of with like the idea of Manipulator. Being like, oh, this is a really important guy we're trading here, so you better give us more time and everything, right? Like, that's cool. Overbearing. We're cursing at the hostage. I like that. Your shout range for intimidating civilians is increased by 20. Civilians stay down 50% longer. Yeah. Stockholm Syndrome basic right now. Yeah. Yeah. Seems good. I like it. Seems like a stealth skill. It could be used as one, yeah. Silver Tongue. Trading employees, guards, or law enforcement counts as an additional 1. So they can count as 3. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Trading hostages for first aid now yields 1 additional first aid pack. Okay. You can shout at guards, SWAT, or heavy SWAT within skills 1, 5, parentheses, meters. I'm imagining that's just 5 meters. I think that's a bug. You can shout at guard SWAT and heavy SWAT within 5 meters of you to force them to surrender. I was noticing how, like, yeah, I can't dom guards anymore. You need a skill again to do that. This is 2013 all over again. Well, in 2013, you could shout at them, they just didn't listen to you. You actually needed Dominator for them to listen. Nowadays, you just have to damage them with any damage, and you dumb guards. So, anyway, you can now shout at guards. As long as you're aiming at them, they will go down on their knees and drop their weapons. So this is what we saw literally in the very beginning of the gameplay trailer, with Wolf doming that security guard and everything. And that's why he was like having to aim at him too, because you have to like, you can't just be like, oh hey, put him up, and then I'm gonna look away, shoot some guards, yell at you again, look away, shoot some guards, yell at you a third time. I think this is like, you have to yell at them and keep your gun on them while they do the slow animation of like cuffing themselves and everything. I think that works a little bit easier. Any damage dealt to them or taking your aim off of them interrupts this process. Well, yeah, I just proved my own point. I should read the whole thing first. Once fully surrendered, the SWAT obeys all the rules of a civilian, including any penalties for killing them. What? Oh man, thank God they added that as a note. Hold on, I need to like snake my way over here. You can't have more than one SWAT hostage at any time. Okay, sure. That's, wow, man. Wow, that's cool. And it takes a while to unlock this too. 5,000 XP after researching Manipulator. Stockholm Syndrome, baby, here we are. When you're down, you can shout at a tied or cowering hostage within range and try to reach you and revive you. It is back. It is 10,000 XP, baby. And they don't have to be not tied up anymore. They can be tied up. Don't know if it will get used. It needs more, honestly. Master Trader. Every hostage you trade between assault waves reduces the next player's time in custody by 20 seconds. Minimum time spent in custody is capped at 10 seconds. The time reduction resets after any player has been taken out. That's cool. So I guess they're bringing back the, you know, timer you're in custody for. Or I guess this is like in between before you can be traded or something, right? Like, do they just let you out after a certain amount of time, like on normal difficulty in Payday 2? Or is it like, hey, you have a timer that's only going down in between assault waves, like regular, and then after that you can be traded by somebody else. And by doing this, you're getting them out even quicker, you know? You need one guy with this tree? Yeah, this is a pretty good, pretty decent tree for, you know, it's all the hostage taking and everything. And I think it's really cool. I like this. Very cool. We'll love playing with this later. Next up, Engineer. Wow, Uncle Dane. Basic. Unlocking the skill gives you access to the Sentry Turret. This turret can be equipped in the inventory slot. The turret will shoot any non-mechanical enemies, as opposed to all the mechanical ones we have. All the non-enemy mechanical enemies it sees until the enemies are dead or no longer within sight. As it shoots, it will build up heat until it reaches max heat. Once the sentry is at max heat, it will stop functioning. The owner of the turret can pick up the turret at any point to reset the heat to 0 and then redeploy it. Oh wow, this keeps going. Equipping this skill increases the max heat buildup of your turret by 20%. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why do that in the basic version of it when I can't even deploy this thing without having the basic skill? That's a little bit weird to me. Like, why have a base sentry, unless there's like a favor for sentry guns that you can like pick up and redeploy somewhere, and then if you don't have this skill, it has like a certain ceiling for heat, right? But interesting nonetheless. Aced, increase the max heat buildup by another 20. Okay, so sentry gun. AP turret, increase armor penetration by 1. Sure. Okay. Cooling system, reduce heat damage buildup, electrical explosions or hack attempts by 30%. Hack attempts? Are the cops gonna be hacking our turrets to shoot at us? Like, what do you mean by that? Sounds scary. I don't like that idea. By the Savo squad? Yeah, but wouldn't the sentry just shoot them? I don't know. Whenever your turret overheats, it will cause an explosion that damages NPCs. Nice. I wonder if that's what we saw. I don't know. Your sentry gun can now rotate 360 to acquire its targets. Cool. You can now deploy a second sentry turret, but all your turrets build heat 50% faster. A con! Very cool. Very cool. I like that. Add more cons to my skills, please. I'm not kidding. Your turrets will switch targets to whichever enemy you mark manually, if it's within line of sight. If you mark multiple enemies, it will prioritize the last one you marked. Very cool. I like that. Sentry guns, obliterate this man, you know? I like that. Very cool. The cool sentry skill. All in all, pretty cool. I want to try out a sentry build eventually. Gunslinger, cowboy. Whenever you switch to your secondary weapon, you gain edge. I'm gonna pull out my, you spin around your Castigo, bam, 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 bam. ADSing, or switching weapons will end any edge you have. So it has to be a hip fire. That's cool. Performing headshots with your weapon in hip fire will refresh your edge. Oh man, this is a goofy one. As long as you have edge, your hip fire spray. This, they want you to hip fire, man. You're secondary. This is cool. Cowboy tree. Cowboy tree, man. Heavy hip fire. As long as you have edge, hip fire shots will cause heavy stagger. Oh man. If you have edge, the last shot of your magazine will consume to deal 200% more damage. Oh man, this sounds fun. Increase the weapon swap speed. Man, this is cool. Not much to it, but man, it sounds fun. Gotta try the cowboy gunslinger. That sounds very cool. Grifter. What is he doing? Is he in a tuxedo smoking a cigarette there? I think it is. As long as you are masked off. As long as you are masked off. That's what it says. If you are within 1 meter of a civilian or an employee, gain rush. When you mask on, any civilians and employees within 10 meters that can see you become intimidated. I need this. Designed to make that part of the bank heist doable. Yes, it is. As long as you're unmasked and have rush, cameras can't detect you trespassing. They'll still detect you for performing illegal action. That is good. Walk the walk. That is good. That is good. Social engineering. So it's the guy with a gun, and then like, oh, it's a employee, like a security guard with like the tie and everything. As long as you're unmasked and have rush, employees will ignore you for performing illegal actions. That is crazy. Open mic. You answer radios faster. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I'm all for that. Slippery. After getting cuffed by a guard, you can break free by lock picking the cuffs. No more restarting for me, boys. Yeah, when you get cuffed, you can't just break free by, like, right away or whatever, you know? You have to have somebody come get you. The cuffs are really big and blocky, too. They're not like stereotypical police cuffs. They're like those big, blocky ones, you know? Hacker. This is a lot. You can hack cameras to gain access to the area's CCTV system. This functions as though you had access to heist security room. You gain 1 runtime. What is that? Ace, you can overload a device that is already you can overload a device that already has an active runtime. What? This will cause an electrical explosion that will stun anyone within range and destroy the device. You gain 1 additional runtime. Okay, so hack cameras. Let's go to secure loop. Yeah, I know that's from the trailer and everything. I just don't understand what runtime is. You can use 1 runtime to make the security camera you're controlling loop its footage. Cameras looping their footage cannot detect you or anything out of the ordinary. If the camera is destroyed, you regain your runtime use. If you apply a new runtime use when you're at max runtimes, your oldest one is removed. Oh, so a runtime must be the amount of cameras you can hack. So in Payday 2, we have 1 runtime, right? That's what I'm thinking, right? I think so. Maybe. We'll go from there. This one on the right, I haven't hovered over it yet. There's a sound effect. I think you can lure guards with cameras. I think that's what this is gonna be. Appliance breach, you can activate lures from a distance as long as you have a clear line of sight. Okay, so it has to be specific lures, like that Bluetooth speaker we saw. But still, not having to walk up to it, pretty huge. I like that. Which means they're gonna be designing maps having lures in them for stealth and such. Very cool. I like that idea. Routed ping. You can spend a runtime to make the hacked camera automatically mark any guards within its range. Targets stay marked for 5 seconds after leaving the camera's view and do not count towards your maximum number of marked targets. Okay, whatever. Glitch protocol. Let's you can hack a guard's radio to cause a disturbance, stopping and distracting them, pausing any action they are doing. You must have a line of sight of the guard to hack them. The guard is distracted for 5 seconds, after which they will go back to their previous action. If the guard was escorting a player, the guard will go back to patrolling. If the guard was about to detain a player, the guard will go into search mode instead. Use this ability has a cooldown of 1 minute. This seems pretty good. This seems pretty good. Like, oh hey, I'm fucking up. Fuck this guy's radio or something while I hide around the corner, so that way he's looking for us rather than arresting us. You know? Signal catch. You can answer radios remotely if you have line of sight to the guard's body. It's here. It's here, boys. We do not have to be on top of a corpse to answer a pager anymore. That is... I wish I knew... If you just have a line of sight, so you could be as far back as you want, as long as you can see it. That's huge. That's big. That's really cool. I like it. All right, how many more we got? 3 more? All right, 3 more. Here we go. Tactician. Whenever you stun or stagger an enemy, gain edge. Your flashbangs and smokes are increased by 20%, like the range are. The range is increased by 20%. Seems good. Seems good. So yeah, flash, deal more damage. Seems good. Seems cool to me. Crowd control. Civilians affected by flashbangs will cower for a duration that is twice as long as if you have shouted them down. Civilians affected by your smoke grenades will stop moving unless you order them to follow you. This is very cool. I love this shit. This is very cool. It's like, oh hey, instead of just shouting at civilians all the time, throw a fucking flashbang in there, just paralyze all of them, you know what I mean? Oh, they're making a run for the fucking exit? Throw a smoke grenade in the doorway. They're not going through it anymore, you know? So, very cool. Wasn't there a skill that allowed you to stun every enemy as long as you had edge, so these two would synergize with each other? I think it was with this one, yeah. As long as you have edge, hip-fire shots will cause stagger. And then, whenever you stagger, you gain the edge. Yeah, so you can just keep edge up constantly. Nice. Time to be pistolero. Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll build to that or something. All right. Next up, Coup de Gras. If you have edge, you will deal 5% more damage when you shoot a staggered or stunned enemy. Oh man, I can just see all the building blocks right now. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Enemies affected by your flashbangs suffer a 40% damage debuff for the duration of the stun, and 5% or 5 seconds. It does say that. And for 5 seconds after it wears off. Enemies affected by your smoke grenade suffer a 40% damage debuff while in the smoke. And it has a duration of 5 seconds after they have escaped the smoke. Okay, discombobulate, seems good. Expose. Shots fired at enemies affected by your flashbangs will ignore armor for as long as they are stunned. Time to be a flashbang build, because that sounds fun as fuck. That does sound pretty freaking fun. Just picking up flashbangs from ammo boxes, throwing flashbangs, stunning everybody, dealing damage. Pistol arrow, motherfucker. Just throw in flashbang. Pow, 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 pow. Any stun effects? Last time, love it. This seems interesting. A stun tree. I like the idea of it. Very cool. Strategist. You can mark one additional target. Your marks last 20% longer. Aced. You can mark one additional target. Your mark lasts 20% longer. It's the same thing. But double it. Cool. As long as you have edge, you deal 10% damage against any marked targets. So you're dealing 20% against, you know, specials. Seems good to me. That's why the turretry needed to specify. Yeah, because you can get this and mark additional targets and everything. It does your last one. As long as you have grit, you take 10% less damage from any marked targets. That is something, man. So 20%. Can you disable the crosshair? Yes. Pretty sure you can anyway. As long as you have rush, any marked cloaker or zapper that tries to disable you will instead suffer a heavy stagger. Okay, cool. Does that synergize with this guy? No, you can free yourself. So not particularly. It's still cool nonetheless. Where were we? Right here. Whenever you are downed or disabled by an enemy, that enemy and up to 5 enemies within 5 meters of you are marked. Marked for death seems pretty good. I like it. All right, last tree in the beta. CQC Specialist. Whenever you perform a takedown, gain or refresh your rush. Whenever you grab a human shield, gain or refresh your grit. When you shove away a SWAT you're using as a human shield, gain extra ammo. You move 5% faster while holding a human shield. Perform takedowns 20% faster. Inpuller. If you have grit and shove a SWAT you held as a human shield, grit is consumed, and that SWAT's smoke grenade is triggered when they land. Only 1 grenade per SWAT can be triggered. Move 5% faster. That's pretty cool. I like that. Far Cry 3-esque, right? Just Far Cry-esque at this point. Savage takedown. Whenever you perform a takedown, any civilians within 5 meters of you will come immediately intimidated. That's cool. Pressure points. Corpses you've left after performing a takedown need to be examined in detail before civilians and guards realize they are dead. That is cool, man. That is cool. All right. And the last skill to go over, cover up. Taking down a guard will immediately also answer the radio. That's a good one. That gives a reason to take them down instead of just shooting them. You know? That, because I was always thinking that, right? I was like, yeah, I can sneak up behind you and choke you out, or I could just shoot you in the back of the head. You know what I mean? Like, but this would give a reason to do that. I like that. All right, dudes. That is every skill we got. That took a minute. What do you think? What's your favorites? Let me know. I'd love to talk about it.